What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Cowboys in 30. When I say 30, I mean 30. In fact, guys, don't be surprised if there's not much time to have intimate discussions here. My daughter came back from Italy today, safe and sound. Very happy about that. We are, had a long day working, long day, driving. So, kind of good today that the Cowboys in 30. Not much news out there in the Cowboy universe, but we will go through it all, even if it's only 2 or 3 little things. Now, we also want to say, go Cowboys, and have a good night, guys. That's how short this stream was going to be. I just messing around, guys. Again, welcome to my Cowboys family. Let's open it up here. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell.
You got me there.
I know. I saw your face. You're like, are we done already? We're having some fun here. We got a little SpongeBob up there. We'll talk about it all.
Yeah, like Mr. MCF said, take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Let's open it up to the people that make the show on the nightly go around.
You chime in a little more.
Yeah, no, this is where the nightly show goes. It's carried by the family, and that's you guys on that sponsor of the week and Cash App King. Sponsor of the week, the man who stays skeptical. Skeptical fan. He's the membership man, right?
Yes, he is.
You've kind of donned that name on him. The membership man, a.k.a. skeptical fan. Much love to him, and he is also a.k.a. sponsor of the week. Again, he pre-streamed. This man gave another membership. He's up to 32 for this month. 35 is the all-time record last month. And if he does it again this week, it'll be 3 straight months. Or this month, I guess. If he does it again this month, it'll be 3 straight months. 3 months in a row from Skeptical Fan as the gifting champ. And like I said, 32 as of now. Jason Ruffles got 4. We'll see what happens the last couple of weeks here before the end of the month. Now, that Skeptical Fan, he also dropped a $2 thanks. You got super chats. You got membership. You can jump into that and join the Navy Blue Silver Star over everything level. There's 4 different levels there. And then you have the membership gifting side of things as well. You also got the thanks button. So big thanks to Skeptical Fan right before the stream on our Dak video from yesterday. Well, I say Dak. The Dak tipped the top 10 quarterback list. We talked about that all in detail yesterday. Check it out if you missed it. But that $2 drop from just before we started this thing. Much love to Skeptical Fan. He said, go Cowboys. Now, we also have Mark Hovsepian with that DeMarcus Lawrence, 90 points on the stream boss. Interesting because literally we're speaking about DeMarcus Lawrence tonight a little bit. So Mark representing that board up there. he was the sponsor of the week last week. We shall see what happens. He's currently the top dog right now, the leader on the entire board. It is Marco Sapien, so he is currently going into this week, night one, already the leader for the sponsor of the week. And then the last but not least, that Cash App crown, Snug X. You know why he gets down. You know why he's here.
You know it.
So, but he's not the leader this week so far. As of now, after just one night, it's the man Jason Renfro. So we got a lot of names, a lot of people representing it, a lot of ballers in the house. Cannot do this without your guys' love and support. And truly, from the bottom of our heart, thank you. Also, the Star Level membership nightly shout-outs. Lincoln Kane from Australia. Check him out. I was there last night, talking a little football, a little sports in there. We also have Dwayne Broussard, the top dog, as our Star Level member here, along with Mary Alvarez. And then we got the other two guys kind of running the show, Jason Renfro and Skeptical Fan. Hell yeah. Much love to those guys. They are part of the family on the top shelf Star Level membership category. So I appreciate everybody in the navy blue, that silver too, that Star Level membership. And we never said who got that membership. It was Dustin Roberts.
Oh, that's right. So congrats, Dustin.
Yes, and another big thanks to Skeptical Fan for making that happen. He is still on the overall board this week, second place on the overall board. So again, we know what's going down, guys. Thank you all for joining us for this one tonight. I said already 4 different ways of dropping the love. There's 4 other ways you can drop the love here and support the channel.
Of course, you have the Cash App, # My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, your regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
Hell yeah, guys. So again, this will be a quicker one tonight. So let's get it on. Let's do the shout-outs. Who's in the house tonight?
We have House Nelson in the house. Even Lee Side Harold had to come and talk real football. Rolando Rodriguez from South Texas, much love. Thomas Garrett, the Superior. Garrett. Chris Dancer, what's up? We have Kevin123 in the house. Perfect timing there.
1, 2, 3.
Jamar Chase on 3. Exactly. Everyone say your favorite NFL team, and if you don't say the Cowboys, you're dead to me. Go. Oh.
You're going to like other teams. You like their colors. You like your hometown. You got to love one team. That's that star.
You can't be a fan of other teams. So, Frame Rippers in the house.
Hey.
Much love to Frame Rippers, the man himself.
Always good combos with him.
We have Double R representing.
Yeah.
Skeptical Fan, of course, always. Staying skeptical. Let me see. Cactus G. Freedom First, of course. So, Mike Aldana, much love to you. So, I think that's everybody here so far.
All right. Well, let's get. Hey, tonight, if you're late, you probably missed the live show. You can always check the replay. If you're watching this now, outside of this moment, you're watching the replay. But let's kick it off with some NFL news first, baby. And just a real quick little thing here when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. They're wearing a white alternate helmet with a white throwback jersey in Week 2 against the Steelers for Monday Night Football. I saw the pic. I'm not going to show it to you guys here, but it's not Cowboys, right? But I'm not a fan. It looks like Penn State. I don't know. It looks weird. It just looks weird to me. It's a white uniform, basically, for the Browns.
Their entire rebranding has just been a miss for me, personally.
I'm with you. Whoever think that the Cleveland Browns is just an all brown helmet would just been cool enough, I mean, the point is that they're going to wear this white alternate helmet and the white throwback jersey Week 2 against the Steelers, and they're going to wear them again. They must love them a lot, these jerseys with these helmets. We're going to wear them again Week 6 at home against the Niners. Oh, wait. There's more. I guess you could say the second to last weekend of the season, Week 17 against the Jets. Supposedly right now, that's Thursday Night Football. I'm sure that stuff can be moved around. But so right now, it looks like they're just putting them up there mainly for like the primetime games. This is a Week 2 game Monday night against the Steelers, the Week 17 game Thursday night against the Jets. And there's that Week 6 game just at home against the Niners. They just threw that away. I guess they just threw that. I went in there for the non-primetime slot. But either way, I think it's horrifically ugly. I know last year we had a lot of teams going with the all-black uniforms, which, kind of was overdone, but at least looks nicer. These all-white uniforms, I mean, the Cowboys, different. That star looks fresh, so clean. But Cleveland Browns got nothing on that helmet. It was just brown. Now it's white.
Right.
It's like Penn State-like.
So, Mike Aldana, we did actually used to have not exactly a fuck Houston emoji, but it's something to let Houston know just how much we love and care for
that'll
them,
come back.
right? That'll be coming soon.
Out.
Don't worry.
I've used those before. We used a lot of those to troll Mr. East Side. I think we need to reinstall that. Maybe from tomorrow night stream, we'll throw some more Houston Texan hate in there.
So, by the way, throwing this out there real quick, Cactus G said, I'm really hating the old, where's Dak ranked? Is he top 10? Blah, blah, blah. Even if everyone agrees that he's top 10, what they mean is he squeaks in at 10. They never meant, go knock on the door of number 1.
Well, and again, I think, here's what I'm going to say, and I agree that, top 10 don't mean he's top 1, 2, or 3. And then his points in a couple of seasons, he was like top 5, top 6, top 7. The last couple of years, especially last year into this year, again, there's a lot of question marks. The interceptions, I know that's everyone's talking about it, but look, I agree with Mike, and who cares about where they're ranked? We talk about it because a lot of people actually put a lot of more weight in this than, let's say, we do. I think if Dak has been in his 7 years in his career, he's been a top 10 quarterback pretty much on the regular, even if he squeaks in. It's pretty impressive when you had Garrett, Linehan, and Kellen Moore, the foundation of his coaching. That's like rotten in my mind. Now, when you throw in there McCarthy, and I'm not saying he's the greatest guy since sliced bread when it comes to this, but when you look at McCarthy and he's designing a playbook around Dak Prescott, this is going to be the best chance for Dak to succeed. We don't have Noah Brown out there. We have Brandon Cooks out there. So no excuses for McCarthy, no excuses for Dak. And I believe if we go this route, it will be a very successful offensive season. Top 10, I don't care. Put him 9th, put him 11th. I don't give a good goddamn. Win a Super Bowl, who cares? Who gives a damn? The thing is, we can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. It's the coaches and the other players. Everybody else got to kind of get it going around him. You give Dak his best chance. We're not going to go. My favorite words is go to Dak's strengths and scheme with Dak's skill set in mind. You do that, that's already more than the last 3 offensive coaches, I would say coaches, because 2 coordinators and Garrett, who kind of pushed his style of stuff. Again, that's failure, in my opinion. So if he's been failing and still a top 10-ish quarterback, then imagine how much better he can be still. That's why I say, look, I don't care if he's top 10 or not, but like Jalen Hurts wasn't even on this list, but now he's 6th and 7th and 8th, and I don't know. But the point is you win a Super Bowl, you get right up there. You deserve it every time because were you the main reason? You got to the Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer sure wasn't for the Ravens when they won. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different factors, not just Dak. But Dak, if he's still top 10-ish with all that against him, in my opinion, 2 years he had no receivers. Most of his career he's had horrible offensive coaches or coordinators. So Dak had to overcome a lot on his own as well. Sometimes he failed, sometimes he didn't. But if he's still top 10 after all that, then I think he's going to be top 10 after this year as well. And again, forget about the rankings. Can he win a Super Bowl? Can he help us win a Super Bowl? The answer is a definitive yes. Yes, he can.
So, real quick, House Nelson said, this is going to be the longest I've ever heard a conversation about the Browns. Cracking up there. So, hey, there's not too much to say about the Browns in general on that side of things.
Yeah, AFC, who cares?
Exactly. So,
beat the Niners
guys,
week 6.
Look, there's no denying. Definitely Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback. No one's
we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Well-deserved, well-earned, all that good stuff.
You got the young guys like Burrow and Josh Allen. You got the old man Aaron Rodgers. Those are the 4, I'd say. Not even Allen I would have put up there. Just saying, you can mix and match. Once you get to Herbert, which is 5th ranked, and then Dak could be up there this year. That's how easy. I mean, Herbert ain't nothing great. And neither, again, Josh Allen has similar numbers to Kirk Cousins. You make the decision, guys. So the point is that they're younger, they have more upside. That's a good thing. But soon enough, as we know with Dak, the upside goes away, the young youth goes away, and then you got to start. You got to start overcoming everything once again. And hopefully, the coaches will make it easier for Dak to overcome any kind of issues.
So, yeah, fingers crossed, because, again, it really is going to come down to how comfortable our coaches can make all of this for Dak, because, again, if the whole mindset change here is that this is going to be a much more Dak-led offense with McCarthy's scheming, right? If Dak doesn't feel good or feel comfortable, then it doesn't work. So,
and that's going to be McCarthy's job. Again, they're trying to get on the same. If they don't get on the same page, then I'd say it's more on Dak.
Yeah, and based off of Dak's comments, too, it sounds like making sure it's at 100% by week 1 is the priority.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what was the issue with Kellen Moore last year. It was week 8. They were still figuring some of the plays out. But that's the thing, though. I will say this, and I'll say it right now. If Mike McCarthy puts in that West Coast offense, quick reads, lets Dak break the pocket, up-tempo offense. If we do those things and Dak is having issues, this is on Dak Prescott. And then you'll hear me here front and center saying that shit. Because it's about the star over everything and everyone when it comes to this football thing. And so, yeah, Dak might be, you guys might love Dak, but if he's fucking up and it's on him and the coaching staff has made it a very convenient offense for him, then he has to take advantage. I believe he will. I'm just saying if he doesn't, we got to start saying, Dak ain't the one in that sense. Not that, and if you've done everything to get the right players and the right scheme around him, and he still can't, he's still making mistakes and making some dumb plays, then he's not the one. But when I've seen him, even with bad plays around him, even with bad situations around him, and I've seen him sometimes make mistakes, but usually overcome that. He looks good for a guy with a lot of things against him on that field, and I think Mike McCarthy will make it a little easier for him, and that little bit is a big difference. We'll see. We got to wait and see. We got to see if it happens. Now, let's keep it going because there's more positions than just quarterback. I didn't even talk about anything yet. Just talk about the Browns. Let's talk about the running back situation. And I'm going to start over just putting up Tony Pollard on the screen. The franchise tag deadline is now behind us. Of course, that was yesterday.
Yep.
Barring any extensions for, that stops any extensions for eligible players on the tag. But listen to this, baby. The largest total value contract for any running back signed this entire offseason, former Philadelphia running back Miles Sanders. He got a 4-year deal for $25 million to the Carolina Panthers. So Miles Sanders with the Panthers, that was the biggest deal to a running back this offseason. His name is Miles Sanders. 4 years, $25 million. I'm just saying, guys, that's not a little over $6 a year. That's not much. So what I'm trying to say is with these tags, Pollard, again, he didn't get an extension, but he got the tag. Of course, getting more than Miles Sanders, but no running back out there that's on a team signed a deal, not tagged, got a better deal than Miles Sanders this offseason, 4-year, $25 million. Switching teams. So this leads us to talk about, a lot of people talk about the running back. I'm not going to go into it. But did you know that the average length of a NFL player's career is 3.3 years? That's every position. The average playing career of a running back is 2.5 years. It's almost a full year less in the league. 2.5 years.
Obviously,
we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
That if a running back has a 4-year rookie contract, and they're going to be out of there in 2.5 to 3 years. Will any running backs get paid ever after the rookie deal? It don't seem like it, right? So the youngest running backs to have a quote-unquote prime season, statistically, the youngest guys, 21 years old, Clinton Portis, Saquon Barkley, Maurice Jones-Drew, Ezekiel Elliott, and Jonathan Taylor. Okay, these guys, 21 years old, and had their prime season. The oldest running backs to have a prime season statistically, 32-year-old Ricky Williams. Fred Jackson, also 32, and D'Angelo Williams, also 32. These are the three guys that had their oldest prime season statistically. All right. The peak age then, and you add it all up, the peak age of a running back to perform in their prime is somewhere between 22 years old and 27 years old. Running backs. That's according to Pro Football Resources. So again, you're looking at this, guys. By the time you're 27, your running back days are pretty much, you're going to get paid less. How about that? You're going to start getting paid less. After your rookie deal, you're going to get paid below average to every other player and position in the league. So again, you can see right now the market for the running back position is pretty awful right now. Now, what's Tony Pollard's situation? 25 years old. So he's right there in those prime year numbers right now. And look, that's why I say when you have him and you got him here 4 years, but we really didn't use him too much until maybe a year and a half worth of usage. And you tagged him, this is 5th year, he's 25. Let's say you tag him next year, now he's 26. How many more years does he have left? 1 at most? 27 years old? You can't give this guy a deal, a long-term deal. It's just out of the question. That's not him. That's pretty much every running back. Just can't do it.
It's very, very hard to find a way for that to make sense for most teams to spend that kind of capital in whatever way it is, right? So, which is really unfortunate just overall. not just from the running back perspective, but specifically, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it again, I'm actually a fan of Tony Pollard. I think he can contribute a lot to this team and / offense, and I think it would have been nice to see him here a little bit longer.
Look, I agree. That's 5 full years. He didn't get used nearly as much as he should have been by Kellen Moore. But I also think that, again, I think someone said in the chat he's going to turn 27 next year, which means he's 25 now. He's going to be 26 this year, 27 next year, sometime in this year.
Dak
That's
is
it.
29. He's about to be 30.
Dak. Yeah, we're talking about Tony Pollard.
Okay.
Talking about Pollard. Pollard, I think someone said he's...
Someone, I was reading a comment here about Dak being 29. That's why I was like, oh.
No, there's a 27 comment. I think he's 25 now, Pollard, but probably turns it, let's say October, I don't know. And then next year he turns 27 in October. We're going to be, he might get tagged one more year. You're looking at one more prime year for Tony Pollard. If he gets a tag next year, yeah, we got to pay him like $13 million, or maybe even less than 13. Point is, Frame Rippers is now a member. Thanks to the man staying skeptical. Skeptical fan. Much
Shout
love
out to you, Skeptical.
to him, man. Hey, the only man right now dropping a little love in the house. Mr. Skeptical fan, appreciate you, baby. He dropped that gifted membership. Any other comments from him in the chat? Mr. Skeptical fan, appreciate you. And congratulations to Frame Rippers.
No other points from him in the chat, at least. But Frame Rippers, much love. Appreciate you. Of course, and exactly Lee's side. Like, who even is the QB over in Houston? Right? So, let me see. Rolando Rodriguez saying, MCF, it's sad the Cowboys are going to run Pollard to the ground. He's turning 27 next year, just like D. Murray. It's the NFL, not for long.
Yeah, and that is the biggest thing right now on the running backs. And that's why I bring it up. Tony Pollard's working. He ain't stopping, guys. And the reason I say that specifically, because we have some new footage of Tony Pollard. Check it out and look at him busting some ass out there, guys. Tony Pollard is working on his explosion right here. Check it out. He's right now, using this machine here, working on an explosion before training camp, post injury. Now, again, the man is
ankle strength.
Yeah, the man is injured, broken, fibula on the right leg there. Still using the explosion machine there. Still moving it fast, as you can see there. Working with trainers and rehab crew there. And he is, honestly, guys, they're saying that he's healthy as we're heading into camp. Looks like it here. And I don't know what you guys think or what's your opinion on this, but again, this is not about studying the books. This is specifically a guy who snapped his leg, at the end of the season against the Niners. So, you see the explosion from him. You're seeing him here. There was some questions about will he be ready for training camp. The word seems to be that he's going to be good to go. Will he take a lot of hits? Will he be doing like full-time kind of running back one stuff? Probably not. Will he be back on that field partaking in everything? Hell yes. So studying, he got a lot of time for study. I think a running back, he's going to be very vital for us in a West Coast offensive kind of mindset. Throwing the ball to Tony Pollard, it's going to be major for him. So being healthy, look, seeing this right here, making him last longer. Maybe he can, extend a running back prime year or two here by making sure he's full blast. Again, the reason why I think he can have a little bit more, a year or two prime left, because he wasn't used year 1 and year 2. He wasn't used that much by Kellen Moore. He was just kind of the backup that got maybe,
He was just kind of there.
5% of the snaps at times, and did kickoffs. So again, to me, Pollard, this is the year he can really show out and really, whether it's for the Cowboys, probably not, or boost himself to another team for a couple of years. This is it.
Look, now that he's officially no longer behind Ezekiel Elliott's shadow, again, similar to Dak and some of the ways that he's going to find himself in this new offense, Tony Pollard also, I think, is going to find himself a bit in this new offense because we're finally going to, I think, use him in the appropriate way, / the way I thought we were going to use him since day one, because why the heck would you get a guy like Tony Pollard and you not use him in the pass game at all whatsoever?
Well, and the other thing is, a lot of people say, well, his blocking is not that good. Pass blocking wise, not that good. And that's, again, I think we broke that multiple times after this past season. He was fantastic. In fact, you see him here, right? You can see he's going to have to protect Dak. If he's our full, he don't have Zeke in there to protect the quarterback anymore and have those plays for Zeke. Yep. So he's got to go in there and be a full-time guy and protect Dak Prescott blocking. Now, you seen the explosion here? That's a block. That's you're hitting someone under their pads. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it, whether he's taking a hit and running the ball, or he's pass blocking for Dak Prescott in a passing play. Our number one running back here, Tony Pollard, last year, through PFF's numbers, guys, he had a pass blocking grade of 75.3. Doesn't sound like an offensive line pass blocking grade, but it's still very good, guys. He had 56 pass blocking snaps. Not many.
Okay.
He's going to get a lot more this year. And he only, out of those 56, he allowed 5 pressures. The key here, though, according to PFF and that pass blocking grade of 75.3, that's the second highest ranked running back when it comes to pass protection in the NFL last year. Second best pass protecting running back, not Zeke. Zeke was 26th. Pollard, second in the NFL. So, again, he's just getting that ankle ready, and he's getting those blocks ready to protect Dak, to run the ball, to catch the ball out of the backfield. This is going to be probably the best season for Tony Pollard. Knock on wood, he stays healthy. Now, I don't know how the chat's thinking about Tony,
well,
but
real quick, Lee's side said, what does this video prove?
It proves that he is able to get on that field and do some, some physical work for the training camp, which was a question mark. Eastside. I know you're learning here with us, but it was a question mark if Pollard would even be seeing that field. This shows us he'll be on that field. I know that makes you a little worried there, Eastside.
Big Dal 8604 said, I broke my fibula. It's not bad. It's like an 8-week recovery.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's had like almost 8 months recovery here, right? He's had like 7 full months, and he was already on the field for OTAs and mandatory minicamp, but he was mainly, he was on the field for like 5 minutes, and he was doing like a walkthrough stuff. He wasn't doing anything physical like this. But he was outside doing a lot of resistance course things, a lot of rehab stuff on the outside field instead of being on the inside field practicing. So keep that in mind when Tony Pollard, he still, even if he was on the field for a little bit, he was not doing anything, strenuous. This, I would say, is strenuous. This is him just continuously moving forward in his rehab to getting on the field, training camp day one, and I think he will not miss a beat, in my opinion.
So, let me see. Big Dal also said TP's going to have 1,200 rushing yards, 600 passing, 18.
That'd be nice.
1,800 all purpose.
Yeah, that'd be nice if you can do that. Man, he's a Pro Bowler. Let's be honest, right?
Retro Scotty, what's up? Much love.
Retro.
Let me see. Cactus G throwing out there. He said during an interview around that minicamp that he felt faster than he was then.
Yeah, again, them saying it, I want to see it. So I don't know if he's faster. He feels it. That's great. I just want his ankle to be good. Let him be utilized properly by Mike McCarthy. Because I can say Dak wasn't utilized by Kellen Moore, and I can say Tony Pollard was not utilized properly by Kellen Moore. So you do those things. I don't think we're going to talk about his ankle past, once we get to week 1, 2, and 3, we're like, what ankle? We don't worry about that. So we're good there, I think.
No, I agree. So let me see. Yeah, Frame Ripper said Pollard is no longer behind Zeke's paywall.
Exactly.
So, and if, for better or for worse. Obviously, I think it's definitely for the better. But, that's in McCarthy's hands / Pollard.
Yeah, well.
McCarthy in this particular instance. That
utilizing is one thing, but he has to get physically fit on that field to be ready, and that's why you're seeing a lot of rehab videos. I would say you haven't seen that many. You've seen rehab videos from Terrence Steele, from Tony Pollard. But now we're going to see him actually. We're going to see all these guys on the field, see where they're really at on July 24th when they get there. 26th, the first walkthrough. The 31st is pads and hitting. Keep that in mind. I know we do.
Mm-hmm. So, let me see here. And by the way, yes, guys, huge shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. Real quick reminder to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop into Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
That's right. So as we keep it moving here, guys, it's going to be a quick one tonight. Let me hit you up with this fantastic rookie, Mozzie Smith, our number one. Our not number one, but our first round pick. So Mozzie Smith, guys, we're going to go Madden ratings here real quick. I'm going to fly through this real quick because, no real Cowboys are in the top 10 list. Aaron Donald, he's another 99 rating. So outside of Justin Jefferson, Aaron Donald also rated 99.
Again, well deserved.
That's his 7th time being rated 99 in Madden. That breaks the Peyton Manning record, which was at 6 in a row. Oh, it's not 6 in a row, but he had 6 99 ratings for Peyton Manning. For the first time someone's got 7, and this is Aaron Donald. So Aaron Donald, the number 1, of course, interior defensive lineman. These are interior defensive tackles now. So Aaron Donald, number 1. Chris Jones, number 2. Dexter Lawrence, number 3. Quinnen Williams, number 4. Cameron Hayward 5, Jonathan Allen 6, Jeffrey Simmons 7, Vita Vea 8th, DJ Reader 9th, and Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins 10th on this list. But why did I put Mozzie Smith up? We don't have anybody up. There's no Hankins, there's no Osa, there's no Golston or Neville Gallimore, none of these guys, right? And there is no Mozzie Smith. But Madden did release the strongest defensive lineman, the top 10 strongest rated defensive lineman. Aaron Donald got a 99, of course. Vita Vea got a 98. Jeffrey Simmons a 97. It dropped some there. And all the way down to 10. The 10th strongest defensive lineman in the NFL, interior tackle. Madden saying it's Mozzie Smith.
Oh.
With a 94 rating. So much congrats there to Mozzie Smith. As far as that rating is concerned, look, all I know is this. When you're using Madden, you're not going to move Mozzie Smith in the middle. When you're trying to block him, he ain't going to move very easily. That's what hopefully we'll see this season with him on that field. And again, that ripple effect I talked about, once he does his job there and he'll help linebackers, he'll help edge rushers, he'll help safeties and corners. He can help everyone on this defense. He can help Dan Quinn. Now, let's talk about the guys that are already superstars or fantastic players here for the Cowboys on defense. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. They're both on this list when it comes to the edge rushers. Today, Madden also released the top 10 edge rushers, and both guys are in the top 10 list. But Micah was not number one. Nick Bosa was number one with a 98 rating. Myles Garrett also a 98 rating as the number 2 rated guy. And number 3, like you had said yesterday, we should not be number 3. He's number 3. Micah Parsons, he had a 97 rating. So, look, they're giving him a little room to maybe do something crazy this year, and then they'll up him to a 98 probably. He can't go much higher.
He's supposed to do a handstand and then go make the tackle? At this point, I don't know what it is that they want from Micah specifically.
Listen, it's obvious. You look at the names in front of him. Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, they've both been there longer in the NFL.
True. So I guess consistency is the
and the experience. Sauce. Yeah, once another year or two, he's a 99. He's passing all of them.
Okay.
He's going to be the number one guy. But, he's got to, knock on wood, stay healthy, stay consistent, and stay dominating, which I think he will be. Now, a big drop-off after Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt. He's next, tied with Max Crosby and Von Miller. Then a big drop there, Joey Bosa, 91, Hassan Reddick, 90, with DeMarcus Lawrence, tied in 8th place on this list. So DeMarcus Lawrence has a 90 as an overall edge stopper, rusher, whatever you want to call it. But DeMarcus Lawrence, guys, again, a 90, that's really high for him. Again, when you look at the analytics, you're seeing why he's going to be rated a 90, DeMarcus Lawrence. The last guy, the 10th ranked guy here for Madden, is Matthew Judon from the Patriots, who had he was actually leading the sacks list last year. Again, when it comes to Micah Parsons, let me say it like this. His overall rating when Madden launched, in his rookie year, he had a 74 rating. He's at 97 now. But he was a 74. Last year, at launch, an 88 rating. He went up 14 points in an offseason, basically. And then he went up another 9 points. As he went from 88 to 97. Next year, he'll go up 2 more points. We'll see. That's what I believe. So Micah Parsons, obviously, on the rise here when it comes to Madden and the way they rate their edge rushers. And again, with Micah being such a big fan of this, I'm an outspoken fan on social media about Madden, I would not be surprised if he's either on the cover or, I think he'll be on the cover eventually. But I think he's a guy that, would be smart for EA Sports and Madden to kind of attach hitch their wagon to him, as a defensive player, which you really don't see many times on the covers of Madden. So anyways, I know there's some, there's the jinx and all that stuff. I'm not gonna, I don't know. The jinx, we've seen some people break that jinx. Now, the last thing I want to say about Madden, it stays at edge rusher here, and it's about block shedding. We talked about strength at defensive tackle. Though they put out the block shedding abilities and the best guys they believe on this list when it comes to shedding blocks. And that usually means not Micah, but DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is a run stopper on the edge, and he sheds blocks. So when you look at this list, third on this list, Myles Garrett with a 90 rating as shedding blockers. Von Miller, 91. He's second. And number 1 is number 90, DeMarcus Lawrence. He has a 92. He has a 92 rating when it comes to block shedding. And again, I want to reiterate this, even though Madden is Madden, whatever. But my point is, when you're shedding blocks, you're able to stop the run. You're able to, be an edge kind of setter. And I know it's not so flashy as like getting sacks and strip sacks, and I know we didn't pay him to set the edge. But that, again, you got his pass rush ability, highly rated, and then his edge setting ability and blocking and shedding blocks, the best in the NFL according to Madden. So, any comments on that, baby?
Well, Retro Scotty said, "What about the pass rush rate for D-Law? What's that rating?"
I don't have that. They didn't release that. They just put out there the overall rating, and for defensive tackles, and again, Mozzie, the 10th strongest defensive tackle. That's when they put out that special. They give that kind of the kind of the sub rating. So that's on the defensive tackle. On the edges, they chose block shedding. And the best block shedder, DeMarcus Lawrence. Jason Renfro dropping that dollar holler, kicking it off on Here Tonight on MCF.
Ooh, thank you, Jason, with a classic. Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah, go Cowboys.
Always appreciate you. Much love.
Yes.
Let me see. Exactly, Splenda Poppy. They can't keep their eyes off the big D. Anything and everything we're doing, they know faster than we do sometimes. So
again, guys, Madden, that's the ratings. We'll see what comes out of this. But, it's just Madden. Who cares? And, in the middle of the season, every week, they up the numbers. They up, that you do good. They improve the ratings of the players, or they, take some players' ratings down if you screw up or whatever it may be. So Madden keeps up on this stuff. It's a good guide. It's more about the players. They have pride in this, right? To me, whether it's this or PFF, it's just a guide, an idea. What makes the difference is what happens on that field day in, day out. Whether it is block shedding and edge shedding by DeMarcus Lawrence, which nobody really likes to talk about, but that's a great skill to have, one of the best in the league, or the pass rush monster ability that the Hungry Lion brings, which is Micah Parsons, and he's ranked 3rd overall on edge pass rushers. So, but DeMarcus, I think he asked me what DeMarcus Lawrence's overall pass rushing number was. I did say that. I had meant he was a top 10 guy.
I'm not sure if maybe he didn't hear you then, so just making sure.
He was a 90 overall and a 92 in block shedding, but an overall 90 for DeMarcus Lawrence.
Which, again, fantastic. So, rolling back a little bit here, Rolando Rodriguez, and I know a few other people have asked in regards to our simulations. YouTube has changed their rules, so we're not sure if simulations are something that's going to be allowed anymore on YouTube. For a lot of reasons. We're trying to look into it, but realistically speaking, guys, I don't think we're going to risk it and do any simulations this upcoming season, unfortunately.
And for all we know, it might not even be an issue, but YouTube, when we asked them directly, and they said that is an issue on our channel, which is something that they never told us about for 6 freaking years. So as we kind of started the whole simulation thing. I see other people doing similar things and copying us, whatever. I don't even care. Just you guys know who's kicked this thing off. But unfortunately, I think that comes to an end after 6 seasons of doing that. And not by our wanting or doing. We would love to do it. Can't really do it. They can't really take the chance on this because Madden, supposedly, they don't give the rights out when you do simulations. Who knows? I don't know. This is what YouTube is saying. I don't know. And at this point, we're just going to talk Cowboys. That's all. We'll talk it, and you guys will visualize it.
So, let me see here real quick. Kezi Bands, what's up? Richard Scotty said, do you think Parsons and Law are Mozzie's henchmen?
I don't know about that, but I do think that just like Mozzie is going to be able to get more one-on-ones because of both these guys, I think also Mozzie's going to help these guys get in more one-on-ones as well, reversing that. So get ready for that. I'm ready. Now, let's flip the script and talk offense, starting in the trenches with Zack Martin. So we got 2 guys to talk about here. First, Zack Martin. Today, I don't know if you guys know the Cowboys Wire. It's an online publication, but they have, of course, the very talented KD Drummond, who writes for them, and he had a list of the most dominant players, 1 through 25. They ranked Zack Martin as the 25th most dominant player, and this is per the Cowboys Wire. They did this list, and they looked at 25 through 1. And in this list, the man who rarely ever tweets, or uses social media, Zack Martin, actually went to the Twitter streets and retweeted this. And he said, quote, "Extra points for the SpongeBob meme reference." Haha. And that was to PFF and to, of course, Katie Drummond. So what do I mean by this? Well, here's what was written in the article by Katie Drummond. Quote, "Martin is the physical manifestation of the SpongeBob he don't miss meme." Now, again, I don't know much about this stuff. I know you know more about this stuff. But there was a meme out there saying he don't miss. And you can see it here. Because, again, we plopped a hat on him there with the star. But he don't miss, this guy, when it comes to Zack Martin.
They're not wrong, because Zack Martin
does not miss.
He don't miss.
Yeah, remember, that meme was made for content creators that, put out a lot of like viral videos. And, they just don't miss when they put these videos out. That's the same situation that PFF and Katie Drummond used to describe Zack Martin as the physical manifestation of the SpongeBob he don't miss meme. And I agree. Remember, guys, year after year, he's one of the top 1, 2, maybe third one time, in the league when it comes to guards. And again, you'll see him in there, rotating in and out as one of the top 2 guys pretty much his whole career, right? Amongst all his peers. And other guys have come and gone, and other guys have made an appearance for a couple of years and dropped off a little bit. Zack Martin's consistently always been on. He's always never missing. So, again, guys, obviously, he's a first year Hall of Fame player. And Katie Drummond said, his, quote, "professionalism is matched by his ability and mean streak. He eats up DTs whole," which is obvious. Now, when it comes to analytics and metrics, Zack Martin allowed only 11 sacks on 5,557 pass blocking snaps in his 9-year career. Just fantastic for Zack Martin. 9 years, 11 sacks allowed. All right. Didn't allow a single quarterback takedown in the 2022 season. He had 706 pass blocking snaps. Second time in the last 4 years, 2019, he did this as well, that no defensive player has gotten past him for an entire season to get a sack. So Zack Martin just blowing, again, that consistency, he don't miss, as it was stated multiple times. And again, I just want to make it clear. The reason we're even bringing this up, I wasn't even going to bring it up. But the fact that he's using a SpongeBob, the SpongeBob meme quote, got him to retweet this. A man who never goes on the Twitter streets to tweet any damn thing. So again, somebody like him who does this, obviously it tickled his fancy. So again, and everybody, by the way, don't forget MCF. You put that exclamation point MCF and love. Remember, you can figure out different ways of hitting that like and helping the channel and being a member and all that good stuff here. Zack Martin wants to be a member too.
So, by the way, no, we are not on Rumble. Right now, our main platform is YouTube, but you can mainly find us on other social medias at MyCowboysFamily.
Yeah.
But no, we do not.
No, YouTube is a spot.
Rumble account.
YouTube is a spot for us. Rumble is not really our cup of tea. Let's put it that way. But eventually something else will be out, and then maybe we'll make that move there. Maybe in a year, maybe in 4 years. I don't know. Maybe it'll be another 10 years. But if YouTube keeps, as long as they stay off our backs and they keep, keep the content creation stuff going and advancing, we'll probably hang here until things, go south. But hey, we can only do so much. We try to follow all the rules, and that's what we're here to do, guys. Is bring this cowboy content, family fan style for you guys on the nightly. So the last thing here, I told you guys, we're finishing up quick tonight. And on the last piece of information, the last piece of news here, it's about CeeDee Lamb. Yes, CeeDee Lamb, guys. I'm going to just throw this up there. Again, he's putting in his work this offseason. Mm-hmm. We talked about this last night. You can watch this video clips as I talk about CeeDee Lamb. Today, the ESPN decision, the ESPN ratings came out in the sense of they ask scouts, executives, coaches, peers, rank these players by position. And this time they released today the wide receiver position. The NFL decision makers, did they rank CeeDee Lamb in the top 10? Justin Jefferson was ranked number 1, as he was in Madden.
Okay.
Devontae Adams, number 2. Jamar Chase, number 3. Tyreek Hill, number 4. And Cooper Kupp, number 5. Well, that's pretty much set there. Number 6 was Stephon Diggs. Number 7, A.J. Brown. Then number 8, DK Metcalf was 8th on this list. Terry McLaurin, we know his name, 9th on this list. So he's again above CeeDee Lamb, wherever CeeDee is. He was on Madden, he was 11th ranked. He came in exactly top 10. CeeDee Lamb is the 10th highest rated receiver based on his peers, the coaches, scouts, executives, etc. His highest ranking, he was ranked as high as 5th best receiver in the NFL in this exercise. He was actually listed, I guess, unranked. I guess it's not that big of a surprise when he came in 10th. But they only give you the top 10 guys. So he was ranked 10th, and on the lowest ranking he had was an unranked number, which, again, he was, out of the top 10. Point is, last year, he was ranked as an honorable mention, which means he was out of the top 10. Mm-hmm. So that puts, CeeDee Lamb, at least he's still progressing. He's still going up as far as with the way that the scouts are seeing, the way that executives and coaches see him. He's progressing upwards. Trajectory still going up. Now, he right now, guys, had a banner third season, a fantastic third season with the Cowboys, even with very limited Dak Prescott in there. I mean, for 5 games. Like, no Dak for 6 games, basically, for CeeDee Lamb. And he had Cooper Rush over there. Then, 23 years old last year. He became the youngest receiver in Cowboy history to get a 1,000-yard season for Mr. Oh, nobody told me this stopped.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize it had frozen on my side.
Look at it. It's going crazy now. Yeah, I know. I need your eyeballs there. So the thing is that again, guys, the youngest player, 23 years old last year, to get 1,000 yards in a season. He's also the youngest player in Cowboys franchise history to catch 100 passes. Now, according to one high-ranking NFL executive, he predicted, Lamb's potential contract extension, quote, he's going to be a top of the market kind of guy. He's really good. So,
again, I think rightfully earned and rightfully deserved those little accolades there.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is why, he was ranked up a little bit higher, but they also talk about his contract's going to be maybe too high than a guy who's ranked a 10th guy on the top 10 list. But Dak Prescott, when Dak targeted this guy here, Dak had a 93 QBR, and he finished the year. CeeDee Lamb finished the year with 1,359 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns caught. Dak's overall QBR last year was 59.9. I'm sorry, 57.9. But when he attacked CeeDee Lamb, and targeted him, Dak's numbers went through the roof. Of course, who was he targeting? Who else was there to target for Dak? He was targeting an always covered Michael Gallup with no separation, and he's covering a 6th receiver in Noah Brown on our team. So really, Dak didn't have much to work with either, outside of CeeDee Lamb, which obviously when you get Dak a good receiver, Dak produces and the receiver produces. So again, another league executive, let's keep it going here. Another league executive said that CeeDee Lamb is not necessarily a special receiver in any one area, but he's special in the sense that he's well-rounded. And again, what this league executive said, quote, route running, the hands, ball carrier, separation, he has enough speed to beat corners deep. So again, very highly ranked, probably a top, a 6th or 5th ranking for him by that executive. So CeeDee Lamb, high marks across the board here with the executives, but again, and the coaches and the scouts, a lot of room still to work with for CeeDee Lamb. So again, you've seen Madden put him at 11. You've seen the league putting him at 10th. So right now he's become like the Dak Prescott of receivers. So I think that, in time, I do think after this season he becomes not only a consistent top 10 guy, but he's going to become maybe closer to a top 5 guy. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? What do you think, baby?
I mean, absolutely. I do think that the potential is there, especially just because, again, you see CeeDee Lamb just progressing bit by bit. And, I mentioned this, I think, a little bit more in detail yesterday. But you see here in this video, like, he's basically just doing all of the types of movements that him as a receiver would need to do. You know what I mean? So, again, rolling back to that quarterback show, since I know he touched on it a few times, and someone in the chat mentioned it too, but it reminds me of Mahomes, where he's doing kind of like his general functional training right? So it's like CeeDee Lamb is just preparing himself for like all the receiver movements that he might have to make there. So
yeah, no. That's what we kind of discussed a little bit last night as well, and I think he's going through all the motions here. This video, guys, came out after their little trip to Atlanta and their throwing session. And I say throwing session, Dak throwing session
but as far
with
as
the
him
receivers.
Constantly, obviously, being like right on that border of being a top 10 receiver or 11 or however the heck they ended up ranking him or whoever ranks him. Again, don't want to break any hearts. I kind of get it on one hand. I understand. Remember, guys, Dak was out and hurt for a few games, and in those few games, CeeDee Lamb basically disappeared. Not a little bit. He basically disappeared.
That's what's crazy. He still finished with 1,359 yards and 9 touchdowns,
which just
even
goes
without
to show
Dak
how
there.
much he did, because he had a very explosive second half of the season, right?
Exactly. I agree with you guys.
First half, I think the Lunatic was the one who went into a little more detail yesterday.
Well, he had some bad routes to run. He caused a couple interceptions, CeeDee Lamb. A couple of times, at least 2 of them was on CeeDee Lamb. Another one was on Dalton Schultz. But CeeDee Lamb was involved in all 3 of those plays. And that was in the first half of the season. So I agree. That's what kind of hurt him on that. That's why he's a top 10 at the bottom of the top 10 instead of a middle top 10.
But
and
honestly,
I think
it just excites me because he's going to go in this year and prove everybody wrong.
Now, I do want to say one last thing about this video. See these steps, this big chunk steps he's taking?
Yeah.
This is just part of the route. Somewhere down the route, you can come out of that, and here's more of the steps because you'll take smaller steps. He's progressing now, bigger, wider steps, and he burst. These are the things. There's not going to be a route run this way, guys. But he's going to incorporate these moves in the routes that he runs. Sometimes he's going to have to go wider. Sometimes he's going to have to go choppier. Sometimes he's going to have to cut left or right faster, sooner. He's throwing his body around left and right, his shoulders. You got to, what do you watch him? The hips, the shoulders, again. This is the progression trajectory for CeeDee Lamb. And I just think I love to see him still putting in work and, trying to be the number 1 receiver, not just one of the top 10 receivers.
Jason Renfro, much love, saying after this season, TD Lamb is going to be a top 5 receiver.
That's kind of what I'm projecting. I'm hoping, I guess you can say. I think he definitely has that. And with the scheme and a better offensive scheme with Dak flourishing in an offensive scheme that's more for him, CD will flourish, of course. He'll get over 1,500 yards. I think he'll get over 1,500 yards and definitely double-digit touchdowns. That puts him much closer to a top 5 than a top 10.
So, Frame Rippers throwing out there, CeeDee's next step is beating the double team, and Dak's next step is to not be scared to throw to CeeDee when he's double covered.
Well, again, that's going to be up to the coaches there. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's been the opposite. Dak's usually not afraid of throwing into those double, triple, quadruple covers.
Dak's one of the most aggressive quarterbacks down the field throwing the ball. So, I think Dak's done a lot of those, and I think that's got him in trouble. I think that. I also people want to keep Dak's aggressiveness. But you keep Dak's aggressiveness on quick slants and stuff like this. I mean, that's good to have that. But if you're going down the field and you want to shred triple coverage, that's stupid. And let me just say one last thing about CeeDee Lamb. I want to make sure you guys get this, that CeeDee Lamb is not Dez Bryant. He's not I'm going to 50-50 this ball. That's not CeeDee Lamb. So, no, you don't throw it up and let him try to beat double coverage by jumping over them. He's not Dez Bryant. Dez is gone. Dez is no more Cowboy. So let's put this in perspective. The guy who's going to be the 50-50 ball guy is Michael Gallup. You throw it up to him in a double team situation, not to CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, you let him do the route. You let it formulate, and you hit him in stride. That's got to hit him. If Dak hits him in stride, the sky's the limit. Dak's not going to always hit him in stride. But if he hits him in stride more than he doesn't, then guess what? We're going to be very productive, a 1-2 punch with Dak to CD, baby. You know what I mean?
So... Big Dow A604 said, CeeDee's a yak guy. Just get him the ball quick.
Exactly. And that's why I say those quick slants on the West Coast styled offense. Yeah. Get him he's going to be, just really quick. Get him that quick 3-yard pass and then let him take it for another 6 or 7 or more. That's what CeeDee Lamb's going to do.
We talk so much about playing to the strengths of everybody else, but this plays right into CeeDee's strengths.
I agree. If you want to go deep and you want to, in the West Coast offense, you do go deep sometimes. You got Brandon Cooks. Hey, you want to go 50-50 ball? You got Michael Gallup. You got all 3 types of receivers on this. And that's one of the major keys, in my opinion, in this scheme with McCarthy, with Dak, and his receivers. And you can throw in their tight ends. You can throw in there Tony Pollard. We're good to go, guys. We're good to go this year. I'm happy. I'm ready. And we're less than a week away. We're 5 days away from training camp. Officially now. You tell me what you guys want to do. You tell me, guys. I'm ready. You guys ready? Let's wrap this baby up.
I think I know what the people want to do.
Well, I know they're ready. We got to wrap it up here in MCS.
Yes. So
any last comments, shout outs.
I was trying to make a little joke there before I did that, but okay. Let me see. Drums and Cowboys said if you hit Cooks in open space, it's see ya.
Yep, or deep, right? Mm-hmm. You got a lot of open space, short, small space, kind of, guys you can dump the ball to here, and they can make a lot out of it.
Let me see. Real shit. What's up? Thanks for rolling through here.
He said, "Let's go Cowboys."
Let me see here. Retro Scotty said, if we got T.Y. Hilton, if we'd gotten T.Y. Hilton and he'd been here sooner, CeeDee would have had 1,600 yards. But Dak and the front office were too busy blowing Noah Poop Brown and the practice squad Dennis Houston.
I'm trying to read that one there. Who's that? Retro Scotty?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about Dak doing that way. Blowing anybody for Noah. He wanted Noah Brown. Guys, keep in mind and something here. The clown show. These guys know already about the clown show. Like the players know. They know that unfortunately Jerry Jones is going to leave them with, guys like, Noah Brown in the mix, right? Jerry Jones is not going to go out there and, and Stephen Jones not going to spend big money on a guy that's going to help you necessarily right off the bat. They had to trade for Brandon Cooks this year. So, again, was it Dak Prescott asking for Noah Brown? I guarantee you the answer is no. But does Dak know and these guys, Mike McCarthy, know that the Joneses are not going to go out there and really sign the difference-making guy? So knowing that, of course they're going to say Noah Brown's doing great. Noah Brown's, he's doing great. We love him. He's making strides. Of course they're going to say that. He wasn't bad for a sixth receiver that went to like a fourth receiver, but he should not be the second receiver with Gallup all banged up out there and not creating separation. And that's the Joneses. Here's what they clown show. Got rid of Amari. Got James Washington and said, we're good. That's what we did. That's what the clown show did last year. Threw in there Tolbert and gave him 18,000 things to do in Kellen Moore's offense and couldn't do any of it. That's the clown show. That's what they did. That was not the coaches, not that Dak. That's the clown show. And so that's why I want to make sure, once you get to that point, once Noah Brown's pegged as the guy that's going to be a starter, then of course Dak and Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, they're all going to be like, oh, yeah, Noah's great. It's a clown show. It's a clown show.
Right.
Don't let them fool you.
No, let me see here. So, guys, yes, as we wrap things up here tonight, one final time, make sure to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and, of course, hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. Let me see here who we have. Leighton Blaze, Take It Easy, Dirty South, Real Shit, even you. Retro Scotty, yeah, Jerry's taking it all sorts of ways there. Even you, Lee Side, yes, even you. Jason Renfro, by the way, he said we now have a solid, one back, two wide receiver this year to take the pressure of CeeDee Lamb. Yeah,
I'm saying you got Brandon Cooks, Gallup in there. You got Pollard, better than Zeke, right? So already upgrades all around with Gallup now healthy, 100%. Cooks much better than Noah Brown. CeeDee getting better, right? So an offense that's better for Dak on the offense. I mean, it's a win-win right there in my mind. So I'm happy with the current situation in the offense and defense. Like, listen, could they have gotten a guard? Yeah, that would have helped. Could they have, maybe done a different move in the draft and instead of Schoonmaker go after, Osiris Torrance? Yes, we're gonna wait to see how that pays off or not. But outside of that, even though some clowniness in this offseason, it's definitely been a lot less clown show. The meter on the clown show is a lot. It's like at 1 or 2 right now instead of 10, which it was last year.
So let me keep rolling here. Of course, we have Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Sloth Wonder, Take It Easy. Big Dal 8604. Rolando Rodriguez, Cactus G. Rolando Rodriguez, of course. I just want to make sure I'm going back. Don't miss anybody. Drums and Cowboys, Take It Easy. Have a great night. Let me see. Yeah, that's as far back as it lets me go. So coming back down here, yep. So that's
yeah. So on that note, guys, It was a Cowboys in like 45, but all right, maybe an hour. The point here is, guys, appreciate everybody chilling with us. Just as an update, probably tomorrow actually, but maybe tomorrow and Thursday. Just keep in mind we might not be here the next night or two. We will make an effort to do that, but definitely, no matter what happens, maybe back one of these next 2 days, and definitely back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the wrap up of the off season, really, because now we get into training camp. It's a different level now. As soon as Monday comes, it's training camp, baby. It's training camp time. I'm ready for this thing. So before we can get out of here, baby, I do want to shout out sponsor of the week, Skeptical Fan, who's also the membership man with the lead on that board. Yes, and he's in second place on this overall board. So truly appreciate the sponsor of the week, Skeptical Fan. This guy's been a baller when it comes to sponsoring this channel in multiple different ways. So truly humble and appreciative to him. He gifted 2 memberships today. 2 more. So they're just dropping the love and spreading the love. Thank you. Also, of course, Marco Sepian. He had 90 points, went to 89 now on that stream. Boss got a Hender shot. Just make the catch, Hender shot. So Marco Sepian, appreciate you. And he's, repping that board there with 89 points, but also repping the overall board as the leader here for this week. Try to get that sponsor of the week. Don't forget the king of the Cash App, and you know why he's here. It's SnugX. He just put a Pollard down. And he says, I won. So there he goes. He's got that crown, and last 2 weeks it was Jason Renfro. Well, guess what? Jason Renfro trying to get 3 out of 4 right now because he's got the lead right now with, I think, a little over 2 in the Cash App as we're kicking off this basically second day of this very fresh week with shorter live streams. So again, guys, thank you once again for rocking it here with us on the Nightly, baby. Before we can get rolling towards the outro, I got to find out why, and I don't know why we're so crazy about doing Cowboy news, info, and updates every day for over 6 years here on YouTube. Why do we do this every single day and night here on MCF?
Could it be because of that navy blue? That silver too? And that star over everything?
Hell yeah, guys. You see it all over us, represented on us. Navy blue, silver too, star over everything, win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here, we're always repping that star over everything. And of course, on this channel over into our 7th year on YouTube, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, here on MyCowboysFamily, never forget. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. I'm shooting for like 7, 8.
It all starts somewhere, right? We got the 5. Let's get the next one locked and loaded.
Yeah, and it's going beyond that, right? 7 and beyond. By the way, baby.
Have a great night.
Yes.
Mike Aldana, much love to you.
Yes. And Jason Renfro dropped the dollar holler in the Cash App, so appreciate him on that. I'll make sure I do all of the updating of the board tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure Jason's still in the same mix there, in the same spot. Either way, got a long week, right? It's anyone's game here. So, baby, as we get out of here, much love to the chat, dropping the knowledge all night long. Appreciate the drops of love from above, specifically Jason Renfro, and, of course, Skeptical Fan, gifting the love back here. Thanks button as well. Appreciate him. But now it's time to drop out of here, clock out for the night, and relock for the next show. We don't know when it's going to be. Maybe tomorrow we sneak one in, probably Thursday or Friday. But either way, guys, appreciate every single one of you guys here. As we wrap this up, before we can drop out for the night, baby, what do we got to do here on MCF before we say good night, sayonara, and drop out of here?
We got to drop the beat.
Yeah. Beat's been dropped here on MCF. That means it's outro time. And it also means, remind every Eagle fan, no matter where you are on this earth, planet, or universe, basic mathematics, guys. 5 is always greater than 1. You know it. Make sure they're crying when you're done with them. Eagles, they try to troll us. Let's just get that 6. Make it 6 is greater than 1. That's what I'm ready for, right? All right, guys. Have a good night here. Yes, repping that star, that navy blue, that silver. Woo. And remember, even we love our players. It's still the star over everything here on this channel, at least. You know what I mean? And here on this channel tonight, we had a quick chat, an hour chat, not 30 minutes, but hey, it always goes a little longer. Guys, thank you for discussing all the quick little news, info, and updates on our Cowboys. Unless there's breaking news, we're probably back closer to like a Thursday night stream right here on MCF, where it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everyone. We'll see you back here for the next show very soon. Have a great night. Stay safe. Much love, guys. Peace. And oh yeah, the most important thing, never ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.